All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in. Monday morning shipping live. We got quite a few orders going out the door today. As you guys can kind of see behind me, we have all of our WN orders pretty much packed up. We just have a few more that are requiring gift cards, and then we'll be done with those. But feel free to hang out. Got the garage door open. It's a beautiful day outside today, so we'll soak in that nice air from outside, ship out some orders. Should be a relatively quick shipping live. I have like 26 orders, I think, going out the door today. So hang out, have some fun, see what's sold. If you guys sold anything cool, make sure you drop it down in the chat. What's up, Juliet? Make sure you drop it down in the chat below. Let me know what you sold this weekend. Just really good weekend in sales. Definitely picked up a little bit this weekend. I expect it to start picking up overall for the next couple weeks as people are starting to get the tax return money coming in. I think we're all going to see an increase in sales, and that increase will probably slowly go through February, maybe late February, and then we should start seeing a trickle down in sales. So expect some better sales over the next couple weeks. But let's go ahead and get started. I probably should open Nifty so I can see what I sold. You might hear some whistling in the background too. That's because the school that's right next to where I live, the crossing guard is blowing their whistle a lot. So if you hear some whistling, that's from the crossing guard. I might close the garage door if it gets too annoying for you guys. Let me go dashboard or analytics, sorry. All right, let's get started. We're going to start with a Posh order. Ralph Lauren Blake shirt. Nothing crazy about the sale. Nice little bread and butter. This one sold for 20 buckaroos. We have orders on basically every platform today, except for Mercari. I think Mercari is dead. To be honest, I think Mercari might be the most deadest platform I've ever seen in my life. They just did a coupon thing for everybody too on the site, so you got like an extra 15% off on some qualifying purchases, and literally didn't increase sales at all. So I don't even know if I'm going to list there anymore. I really don't see the point of listing there. Let me know how your sales are in the chat on Mercari if you guys are seeing an increase and decrease. What's up, Rivet? I truly feel like I ripped you off. Probably did. By the way, ripping me off. There's my boy Ethan. You guys know Ethan from our shows. Ethan sent me a message this morning on IG. He sold one of the Purple Label Ralph Lauren. You guys know the vests. It was a Purple Label RLX vests. I think he said he sold it for $1,400, and it was listed for one day. One singular day. So if you guys don't think there's deals on our shows. I used to buy things from them. It's been like 6 months since I logged on. Yeah, I used to buy stuff too from Mercari and resell it because you usually get good deals. So I only sell on Mercari. I really think if you only sell on Mercari, you should be moving to other platforms because I guarantee your sales will increase. I have all the same stuff listed to all my platforms, and I think I have literally had 0 sales this year from Mercari. So last sale on Mercari was 2 months ago. That sounds about right for me too. I think it was probably about 2 months ago. All right, next sale going out the door. This is a Lululemon. By the way, you guys are going to see all of these in today's order pull video too. Appreciate all the support on that order on those order pull videos. Those have been doing really good. I expect them to do better as the year goes. So yeah, appreciate all the support. You guys are going to see these twice though today. So if you rewatch that video, you'll see them again. This is a Lululemon men's shirt. This one sold for a best offer of 22 over on Posh. What's up, Trisha? What's up, Trisha? Jags lost. I told you, Trisha. I told you. You got all hyped up for no reason. If the Titans made it to the playoffs too, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, wait till we get past the first round. I never celebrate until you're after the first round. I knew the Jags weren't making it very far. The Jags are in the worst division. So I mean, you guys do the best, but you play the worst teams. You play us. So I mean, once you start playing real teams, it's kind of hard to win. Actually sold more on Posh this weekend. Nice, let's go. Yeah, Posh has been doing okay. It's been doing okay for me too. All right, next up, you guys probably saw this in yesterday's order pull video. This is a men's Polo Ralph Lauren. It's called a raglan shirt. Nifty put that keyword in there and it sold it really quick. This one sold for 22 bucks as well. Nice little bread and butter sale. Are the Titans a real team? They might be next year. If we get Harbaugh, we might be okay. We just need a good coach. That's all we need. We need a good coach. Got to give them credit. I will. I'll give them credit, but they were never beating the Bills. Everybody knew that. Everybody knew that. My Mercari has been popping off. That's crazy. I've got nothing I've got literally nothing on Mercari. I got to return my first order on Posh. I never sold on there again. You should give it a try. I hardly ever get returns on Posh. Very, very rarely do I. Maybe like once or twice a year because Posh is usually pretty good. Right now there's a lady that's trying to return something on Posh. It was a terry cloth hoodie. It was on the order pull video like a week ago, and she said that it's pilling. There's my visibility restriction. She said it was pilling like all over the place. She's like, this hoodie has pilling all over the place, and she took a picture of it. If you guys know what terry cloth is, it's basically like a bath towel. So it's supposed to have like feeling all through it, and she didn't know what terry cloth was, so she thought that the hoodie was peeling or pilling, but it's actually how the hoodie's made. So I had to message back and forth with Posh and like explain. I took a picture on Google and showed like how terry cloth is supposed to look, and then she just called me rude after I told her, like, I basically said, I don't think you understood what terry cloth was when you purchased the hoodie, because this is what you took is exactly what terry cloth is. And then she called me rude because I told her she didn't know what she was talking about, basically. But oh well. Freezing on Facebook? Am I freezing on Facebook? Facebook, let me know if I'm freezing. I shouldn't be freezing. Here we go. Good afternoon. What's up, Carolyn? Like carpet almost. Yeah, exactly. She thought that was pilling. She literally took a photo of it and she thought it was pilling. I was like, no, that's not pilling. What sites do you recommend selling on? I sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, whatnot. If I were starting out, first platform that I would give a try is eBay. 100% start with eBay first. You're going to get more buyers on eBay. You're also going to learn a lot more with eBay when it comes to shipping. Once you figure out eBay, you can basically figure out all other platforms because eBay is the hardest to learn shipping with. And it's not really that hard. It's just, starting out. But yeah, that's what I would say. Start with eBay first, and then you can cross list to other platforms. If you feel like you want to live sell, whatnot obviously is the best place to live sell right now. But live selling is a little difficult when you first start because you're in the learning phase. I wouldn't suggest hopping right into something crazy like whatnot. Not freezing. Okay, we're good. Carolyn's connection is bad, it looks like. All right, you guys saw this one yesterday. We'll ship this out. My only Depop order from the weekend, but it was a good one. This is a men's Polo Ralph Lauren Harrington jacket. By the way, I know a lot of people say don't put the word Harrington in your title because you might get a Vero. I've actually always put Harrington in my title. I've never, ever, ever got a Vero for a Harrington jacket. So I continue to put Harrington until I get a Vero. I'll just keep putting it in there because it helps visibility, because everybody, when they're looking for these, they type in Harrington and the title. This one sold for full asking price. No offers or anything on Depop. $59.99 plus shipping. This was listed for 3 days. 3 days and sold really, really quick. Shipping prices are going up later this month, right? I think in some cases, yes. In other cases, they're going down, I believe. It depends. I think some Ground Advantage labels are actually going down, if I read that correctly. So they do this every year. Like they change the way the distance and the weights are calculated and how far they go and how much you pay. But I don't think they're going up across the board. I think some are staying the same, some are actually going down, and some are going up. It just depends. It's going to constantly change. It was funny as I actually watched one of my older videos on TikTok. Somebody liked it, and I was like, wait, that's one of my older videos. Let me go back and watch it and cringe a little bit. And in that video, I showed how much it cost to ship a first-class package back in the day. It was $3.75 to ship a first-class package. I was like, wow. It was like $3 cheaper than it is right now. And that was just a few years ago. That was back in 2021. So, yeah, shipping prices have got pretty high. Hopefully they come back down. You actually go out and source merchandise from thrift stores, bulk buy. I do bulk buy and sourcing. So if you go watch my YouTube videos, my last couple of YouTube videos, including the one that's coming out this week, all shows thrifting content. It's all stuff that I purchased from thrift stores I list online. But I am getting a little bit of wholesale in, and I'm making more wholesale connections. So throughout the year, you might see my business adjust. I will always go thrifting because it's the fun part of the business to go out and thrift. I just might pick up less at thrift stores if I'm already getting the wholesale. I'm not going to pick up Ralph Lauren shirts at a thrift store for $7 or $5 when I'm getting them wholesale for $4, right? I can show you guys that you can still make money buying those, but I'd rather just buy them wholesale. So yeah. Do you promote Amazon, eBay? Just added eBay to my list. Yes, I do. I currently promote at 9%. I think tomorrow, or maybe it's today, is the day that the promotions change. I'll probably drop my promotion rate down to 5 to 7% and see if it affects my sales. But yeah, right now I'm promoting at 9%. Have you worked with Clozo? Have been playing with Nifty and Sellraise and like their auto pricing aspect. So no, I don't know what Clozo is. But the one thing about sell raise is I don't like. I know you like the pricing. To be honest, 99% of the pricing that I've seen people take on their phones and put in their videos has been off. It just gives you a baseline price. It's just using AI to figure out about what the item is priced at. To be honest, I wouldn't trust sell raise. I actually like the fact, and I've said this multiple times, I like the fact that Nifty does not put in the price that you should price your items at. I think that you should do that research and figure out what you should price your items at, because everybody's business model is different. If you get your stuff really cheap and you want to move it really fast, you're obviously going to price under market, and the only way to figure that out is to actually go through and look at solds. But Sellraise, to be honest, Sellraise has reached out to me to try to make multiple videos with them and fit them into, all those people are getting paid per video. Every time you see a Sellraise in a video, they got paid for that video. I just hope you guys understand that. But from what I've seen Sellraise do, I just don't trust their pricing. That's the only reason you use it for, is pricing. Nifty takes care of everything else for you. Yeah, that's my opinion on that. Are you going to continue promote on eBay? Yes, I will continue to promote on eBay. I wonder what Ethan's listing secret is. He has bought from you a few times before and flipped them for hundreds, if not thousands. Yes, he has. Takes really, really, really good photos. He showed me the photo that he took. It's a really, really solid photo. I'll show the link to Clozo. Thanks, appreciate your input. Okay, cool. Yeah, send it to me. I'll take a look at it. What are your best selling brands on Whatnot? Right now, it's Ralph Lauren for sure. Ralph Lauren is across the board my best. Where do you buy wholesale? I don't give out. I don't give out where I buy wholesale. It wouldn't be beneficial for me to tell hundreds of thousands of people exactly where I buy my wholesale from. Literally makes no sense unless I charged you for that. That's the only reason it would make sense. Because when it comes to wholesale, these wholesalers don't have unlimited supply. They actually have very, very little supply. So they work with very, very little people. So if I unleashed 100,000 people plus on them, they wouldn't know what to do with all those people. Hang on a second, the door just opened. So yeah, I think a lot of people are confused when it comes to wholesale too. They assume that there's like tons of supply. So there's really not. Like the Ralph Lauren wholesale supplier that I just got in connection with, that seems to be really good. I'm going to be able to buy off them once to twice a month. So if I'm buying once or twice a month, there's no way that I can tell a bunch of people exactly who this person is, because I would never have supply. I can only buy once or twice. There's no way. So yeah, you gotta be, I'll check the link out. You gotta be careful with wholesale suppliers. You can't just give them out. That just doesn't make sense. You're basically undercutting yourself at that point. All right, let's ship out eBay orders. We have 22, I think, to ship out today. Hold on, let me go into Shippo. I forgot to log in really quick. I think we have 22 going out the door. Some good sales in here today. If you could check out my Instagram and Facebook post yesterday, you saw a really, really good sale that I had yesterday. Let me go into eBay. I'm still on Whatnot. I have a question, sir. Why I always receive you restricted in Posh? That I don't know. You restricted? Maybe you sold a restricted item. I don't know. I've never been restricted on Posh. So I don't have an answer for that one. Can you effectively find out the price of a thrifted item? How can you effectively find out the price of a thrifted item? I'm looking into starting sales and I have been stuck there. You go to the eBay app. On your phone, on the eBay app, whatever item you're looking at. Let's say this men's Psycho Bunny shirt. You type in Psycho Bunny size 5 polo shirt in eBay. You filter for pre-owned, and then you look what's listed, and then you filter for sold, and you see what's sold. That's exactly how you do it in the store. You can even niche down if you want to, and put in blue polo or green polo. You can make that search very wide and broad, or you can narrow it down to a specific thing. The more narrow you get, the better you'll get comps. But when you're first starting out, just type in a basic search and you'll find out what the item is worth. But yeah, you can do that all in store, so you know exactly how much you're going to make before you ever leave the thrift store, which is highly beneficial. That's why this as a side hustle is so good, because there's risk to it, but there's a lot less risk to this than opening like your own lawn care business or something like that on the side. There's a lot more risk to that because you have the cost of all of your supplies and things like that. You can start this business with a bucket in your room of your listed inventory and stuff out of your closet. You have almost no costs to start this business, and that's why it's so good. The you restricted Posh person might be getting those spam messages. Check into the app that actually. Okay, yes, that's smart. Good point, Nick. You might actually not be restricted on Posh. It might be one of those spam messages that you're getting that are trying to get you to give you the phone number or something like that. Don't ever reply to those messages. Yeah, I don't receive them anymore because my account's so. Once you sell for a while, they don't bother you anymore. But when you first start selling, you'll get a bunch of those like spam messages. Do you see Surfs didn't do his usual shipping live this morning because he was sourcing a massive buy? Yeah, so he's been calling me all day. I don't know if he said where he if he is getting a consignment. Oh, I know exactly where he's getting the inventory. I don't think he's released it yet. So I'm not going to say where he's getting it, but I know exactly where he's getting it. And unfortunately, where I am, I can't get any of that stuff. So he's been bragging. Him and Chris have been messaging and showing what they're getting. I'm like, oh, I wish I had that place near me, but I don't. So, oh, it hurts my soul. It hurts my soul to know that they're getting so much good stuff, and I cannot get any of it. Can't get any of it. Anyways. Next up, Psycho Bunny polo shirt. This one sold for full asking price, $29.99 plus shipping. I can't say where he is, Bree, but you're onto the right. You're onto the right thing. He's probably gonna say it later today because by later today, where he's getting the stuff, it's all the good stuff will be sold out anyway. I see resell clothing. Have you ever sold through Amazon? I have. I've done books on Amazon. Amazon can be a money cow. You can make a lot of money on Amazon. I just don't find it fun. Amazon is really good if you don't want to hold your own inventory. If you want to let Amazon take care of it, all of it for you, that's great. What Amazon's good for. Also, you have to have a lot of capital to start up Amazon because you're going to buy the stuff, you're going to ship it to them, they're going to sell it, and then they're going to pay you out I think it's like 2 weeks to a month later. So you really have to have a lot of money to start that up. I have the money now, but when I first started, I didn't have that excess money to be spending $10,000 on inventory to get that money back in 2 months, right? So Amazon can be great though. It's the platform with the most buyers on it, so it's the best. What's up, Becky? I only live a few hours from Surfs, so you know. He'll tell you guys when he's ready. I don't wanna say where he's getting his stuff because I don't know if he wants to let everybody know where he's getting his stuff. Although other people have. So if you follow a lot of people on social media, you'll probably know exactly where it's coming from, but I'm not going to be the one to release that information. What's your best seller on each platform? Ralph Lauren is my number one seller this year. Number one by far. Let me see. Hold on. How many Ralph Lauren pieces have I sold this year? Insights. Let's just see the last from the 1st to the 12th. From the 1st to the 12th, only on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop. Obviously, I haven't sold anything on Mercari. I've sold 46 Ralph Lauren items since the beginning of this year. Doesn't include whatnot sales. If I include whatnot sales, it's probably like 500 pieces of Ralph Lauren since the beginning of the year. But just on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, where most of you can compete directly with me without having a whatnot audience, I've sold 46 Ralph Lauren items. That means I'm selling basically, what would that be? Technically, today's the 12th, but doesn't count towards sales. So 11. So I'm selling on average of over 4 per day, Ralph Lauren items. You guys are going to see a bunch on this live. So that's my number one seller by far. And it's really hard to get ungated on Amazon. Facts. There's a lot of brands that you can't just sell on Amazon. You can sell Nike on eBay. You can't just sell Nike on Amazon. You have to sell enough to where they trust you to be able to sell that kind of stuff, right? So maybe he'll tell us. He might tell you. Do you get worried about market saturation of Ralph Lauren? No, never, ever, ever. Ralph Lauren is a popular brand. It will probably sell for the next 10 years straight and never have any issues. Ralph Lauren's just a staple bread and butter brand. It could be TJ Maxx. No, it's not TJ Maxx. I think it's worth selecting a cross-listing platform. Do you think it's worth selecting a cross-listing platform that will post to whatnot? So I use Clark. That's a good question. I use Vendue to do so because Nifty is not able to do it yet. So I use Vendue. Do I think it's worth it if you already sell on whatnot and you have a bunch of stuff listed and you can bring them over to your shop and maybe potentially make a couple sales during a live when you're selling other stuff? 100%. Every time we've cross-listed items over from our eBay store to our whatnot shows, especially when we're doing like a curated like Ralph Lauren show, we can bring some Ralph Lauren and put it into our shop. We've made sales on those items every single time. So do I think it's worth it? Yes. as long as you're consistently doing whatnot and bringing those items over and making a couple sales every single live. Is a certain Polo Ralph Lauren or any item? Certain Polo Ralph Lauren. I don't pick up all Polo Ralph Lauren. I don't pick all of it up. That's why I'm doing the order pull videos, so you guys can kind of see the Ralph Lauren that I'm selling every single day. Yeah, I don't pick up all Ralph Lauren. Like, there's some pieces I just pass on every time. Love your hoodie find. Yes, if you watch the YouTube videos, you know exactly where I got this from. I got this from Red, White, and Blue. Patagonia hoodie, size extra large, fits me nice and snug, and I'll probably sell it after I'm done wearing it. Probably sell it this season, actually, because to be honest, I only need it for one season. Kayla's back home. I quit reselling, so I'm not quite in the know anymore. Dang it, I consigned my whole inventory. Well, start over. That's a good thing about this business. You can start over at any time, right? You can start over tomorrow if you want to. All right, next sale. This is a blazer. We actually sold 2 blazers this weekend, which is great. I love moving blazers. This is a Ted Baker London blazer. I had this listed for a while. I had it listed for like 70 bucks. I didn't have any bites on it. Somebody offered me 30. I countered a little higher. They went 35, so I took their $35 offer on the Ted Baker blazer. Did you end up being able to get them all?
Yes.
Cool. Cool. All right, so after we're done shipping this, I am going to be able to finish shipping all of the whatnot orders. Beautiful weather this week in Florida. It'll be nice for you in the garage up there. Yes, it was supposed to be cold. Kayla was mentioning it was supposed to be cold, but it's actually like super duper nice. I gotta pop a hole in this because I gotta be able to push this through. But yeah, it's really nice. The only bad thing is it's too cold to go to the pool. I wanted to go to the pool today, but can't go to the pool and hang out because it's too cold. Maybe later this week. It always warms up, right? Friday will be cold. Yeah, it's supposed to cool down today and be cold again. I just want to go to the pool. All right, this one shipping out for, this is one of those items I'd get a cheaper rate shipping on Shippo rather than shipping on eBay. People always ask, how does that happen? It's because Shippo, you only have to use length and width. There is no height measurement. Where when you put that in eBay, once you add in that third measurement, that's where you're going to start getting charged a little bit more. So this one is $8.14 to ship out on Shippo. Let's see what it's going to be on eBay. Should be more expensive on eBay. Let me open this up. This one to ship out on eBay, same weight and dimensions, going ground advantage, is $9.31. So what am I saving? I'm saving over $1 shipping this on eBay or shipping this on Shippo rather than shipping this on eBay. So all your heavier items, ship on Shippo. If you haven't signed up, link in my bio. After you spend $25, you get $25. There's no catches. You can ship 30 items per month absolutely free. You don't need any kind of subscription. So my suggestion is if you don't want to buy the subscription, just ship 30 heavy items every single month and you will save on 30 heavy items. If you're saving roughly $1 per item, you save $30 per month and you get that $25 for free. So in your first month, you might be able to save 55 bucks. That's $55 in your pocket. And if you don't sign up for the subscription, you never use it again. Trust me, you're not hurting my feelings. At least I was able to get you 25 bucks. I'm in the Tampa Bay area, so I don't know how far that is from Palm Beach. Any of those stores that Surfs is going to near me? No, we don't have them here in Florida. That might be a hint for you guys. There's none of them in Florida. The closest one, Elliott, is in Georgia, I believe. And I'm not going to drive all the way to Georgia because most likely all the good stuff is sold the first day. So, yeah. Do you have a Vendue referral link? I do. Clark, if you go to my link tree, I'll put my link tree in the chat for you. Let me go to my link tree. My link tree is always in my profile, but this is the easier way to get it. I'll just share it in the chat. All my discount links are in my link tree. Find it. Boom, 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 boom. I think that's it, right? Did I do it right? Hopefully that's it. Yeah, there it is. It might take you my Instagram link tree, but either way, that's my link tree. And then the Vendue link is right there. I forget how much you save on Vendue. I think it's like 30% off your first month or something, but you get some sort of discount when you use my code. And of course, it's affiliate link, so it does support the channel as well. How do you skip using eBay shipping on a sale? Can you plug in Shippo. So Shippo automatically connects with your eBay account. As soon as you ship an item on Shippo, it takes that tracking number and puts it over to eBay. If you ever ship on another site, like if you ship on Pirate Ship or Shippo and you decide to purchase a label, you can always copy the label information and put it right into the eBay sale. You would just copy it and put it right here. Let me show my page. You would copy it and put it right here where it says add tracking. You're going to click add tracking, and then you're going to add your tracking number right there. Super easy to do if you did it off another platform. If you're able to get cheaper labels, if you have some discount with some other service, or maybe your business that you work for has a discount with like UPS or something, and you end up using their shipping labels. I know some people have done that before. You can just add it that way too. Packing while watching and just save $2.25 across 2 eBay orders using Shippo. Boom. Just save $2.25 on 2 orders. That's $1 per order minimum saving. Again, if you ship 30 per month and you say, hey, I don't want the subscription, but I just want to ship 30 per month, you get free 30 per month. So a lot of people are like, but it has a subscription. Yes, but you ship 30 per month. Most people that complain about the subscription and my research don't even sell 30 items per month. So they're just complaining just to complain. But hey, if you end up saving $1 per order and the first subscription is $19 and you're going to ship over 30 items, you're still going to save more money than if you were to buy that subscription and ship on eBay. So that's my rebuttal to that. But yeah, most of those people just like to complain. That's what they like to do. Anyways, next up, we got a pair of Carhartt men's relaxed fit jeans, and these are flannel line jeans. Pretty much the only Carhartts I'm picking up nowadays are flannel line jeans because the regular jeans just don't sell as well anymore. They're kind of all over the place. They've been at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. They've been at all the discount stores, and they're hard to sell. But the flannel line ones, they still move pretty well. These are pretty big, so I'm going to stick these into a big poly bag and ship them out. But yeah, flannel line Carhartt jeans, $27.99 is what they sold for, full asking price. Slide this in, ship it out. Yeah, the people that complain about Shippo's thing, I always comment back to them when they like message on that video. They'll be like, yeah, but it has a subscription. And then I'll ask them like, how many items on average do you sell per month? And they'll be like 20. I'm like, okay, well, you never hit the subscription anyway. Stop complaining. You're just complaining just to complain. You just want to find something to complain about. Stop it. All right, this one's £3. So this is another one I'll save a little bit more on eBay rather than, or save a little bit more on Shippo rather than shipping it out on eBay. This one's going to be $7.17 to ship on Shippo. That's a good one. I started Nifty in the setup. What do you use for your return policy? My return policy, I have, so when you're setting it up on Nifty, you actually have to use business policies for eBay. So you'll already have your return policy set up on eBay through your business policies. And I use, my return policy is anything under £1 is free returns. Anything over £1, buyer pays return shipping. So I have it already set up in my weight classes, what the returns are for those. I do all sorts of yard sale finds on Mercari and just list on eBay, and 15 shows on Whatnot so far. Any tips on doing clothing specific shows on Whatnot? Keep it to a category. So like if you're doing like jacket shows, do all jackets in one show. Polo shows, like a categorized show will always do better than just like a random show. So even this weekend show, we did like a random show. We did all kinds of random brands. We got lower prices on our Ralph Lauren than when we were running pre-owned Ralph Lauren and an all Ralph Lauren show. So just keep that in mind. If you can niche down a show, you're going to make a lot more money per item. Appreciate you, Thrifty Goose. I'm trying to take a picture of a dark navy Patagonia thin shirt, but the logos are dark. Help. Tap your screen. Hold your... Angel, I think I showed you this. Hold your screen. Hold your finger on your screen. It'll open up a little box on your iPhone. If you're using an Android, you should have bought an iPhone. Hold your finger on the screen, and then it'll open up a little box, and then from there, it'll open a sun. And then you can scroll up and down on the phone, and it'll adjust the lighting for your picture. But that's how you do it. I'm assuming Chris isn't doing his live for the same reason. Yep, they're both outsourcing. When the sourcing is good, you got to stop what you're doing and go buy as much as you possibly can. And the sourcing right now is very good for them. So, all right, I made a post on this one last night. If you didn't see it, go check out the post. This is a vintage Polo Ralph Lauren all over print viscose shirt. I just listed this. How long did this take to sell? I think it was 0 days. Let me make sure. orders. No, 2 days. This took 2 days to sell. I looked up comps on this. This specific pattern had comps anywhere from like $35 all the way up to like $125. So I listed mine high, knowing that the ones that sold for 35, these people probably didn't do any of their research on it. And this one sold in 2 days for $90 on a best offer. This is pre-owned condition. It is not brand new. It is a rare colorway. But I don't want the shirt to look like it's very dark navy. Well, you got to pick which one you want. You either want very dark navy or the other way. But it's not going to be perfection. Also, make sure all the lights in your room are shut off if you're doing it in a light box, because the outside light is going to make the item look a little different. Inside the shirt to give it contrast. No, I wouldn't. I would just tap on the screen, tap on the white part of your light box or wherever you're taking your photos, and then I would adjust the lighting to make it look more realistic. Oh, purchase failed. What the heck? Hold on a second. Maybe I don't have the money on the card. I might not have money on my business card. Nope. Let me just ship the rest. I'm gonna ship the rest through eBay today because I think I didn't put money on my business card, and that's why it's not giving me my labels. So, oh well, we'll get the rest on eBay. Vintage Ralph Lauren. This one sold for 8 buckaroos. I would change money over right now, but I'm on the phone. That's connected to my bank account, so I'm doing a live. Oh well. So Ralph Lauren viscose polka dot for $79. Yeah, the viscose ones. Always look out for the viscose ones. Always, always, always. They sell very, very well. I thought it was gone, but that's not right. Ha ha ha. I can't say where it is. I can't say where it is. I'm gonna let them decide when and where they want to tell you what it is. All right, let's do this sale. This is a good one. It's a bundle order. So this person actually reached out to me and they wanted to buy 3 pairs of pants. I told them to buy them together so they get free shipping, and then they didn't listen to what I said and they bought them all separately. But I ended up refunding them the difference in shipping anyway, because if you know, I have a sale in my store that if you buy 2 or more items, you automatically get free shipping on your orders, no matter how much you buy. And this person bought 3 pairs of men's Polo Ralph Lauren pants. They bought this one for $22.50, this one for $27. This is a pair of RLX pants. And then the one on top, they bought this one for $22.50. So all of these together, I don't know what they paid, whatever that is, $22.50 plus $22.50 plus $27. They bought all of those together, and then I refunded them the shipping cost because I let them know, like, hey, if you buy them separately, I'll still refund you their shipping, no worries. So that way they come back and return. Also, they also live overseas, so this is going to, I think they said like Nevada or something like that, and they're shipping from Nevada overseas. But they said they're going to come back and buy some more, so works for me. I'm able to ship a bunch out all at once. I just had to refund them the shipping, make it easy for them, because I wanted to make sure they got that deal. So when I post the order pull video today, you guys will see refund above, and I'm sure I'm going to get comments on it. But that's just because I refunded shipping. So who is Chris? Chris at Peak. If you don't know who Chris is, wait until this week's YouTube video. Clark, this week's YouTube video. Chris already put out his YouTube video. He came down a couple weeks ago. And we thrifted together, and you'll have his point of view video that's already out, and then this week will be my point of view video, sourcing with Chris at Peak. So make sure you give him a follow if you're not following Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris is who got me off the ground originally. I already had some traction on. Oh, that's the wrong one. I already had some traction on TikTok, and Chris, who had hundreds of thousands of followers at that point, reached out to me. We met up, we talked for a while about social media and stuff, and he really gave me the confidence to keep going. So shout out to Chris. I'm in the position I am today, a lot to do with that initial conversation I had with Mr. Peak. This one, 9x11 by, this is like a 8-inch package. This one's going to ship out, combined shipping. This is only going to cost $9.27 to ship this out, which is great. Great, great, great. 3 pounds, 3 ounces, review purchase, and I'm going to combine all those and print them out and ship them. Do you do any retail arbitrage? My Marshalls was terrible. Yeah, so I do retail arbitrage, but I don't do the Marshalls TJ Maxx after Christmas. I know it's the yellow tag clearance event, and a lot of people go to them, but the one after Christmas always sucks. And the reason is because everybody already sourced all the good stuff for their Christmas presents. They don't bring out any extra inventory like some other stores do, some other discount stores do. They just price the stuff that's on the sales floor. So I go to the summertime one. I do not go to the wintertime one. I just never have found it good, so I just don't go to it. So hope that answers your question. Legend. Had to take the leap. There you go. There you go. Do you still live source? Do I do live thrifting? I wish I could. The store that I go to, I might actually do a video there next week. It's the Hillsborough Red, White, and Blue, and I hope they're listening. Their prices have got absolutely outrageous to where I can't source there anymore. It's so bad that the only day you can really go is a discount day and actually get some good stuff. But all the other stores in my area all don't have good enough connection for me to do a live show there. So that's why I haven't done live thrifting. If that store ever corrects their pricing, I'll go back to it. But for now, it's just I'll just make videos and go to the stores that I don't get connection in. I'll just make YouTube videos there. Size 2XL men's basic plaid Ralph Lauren shirt. This one sold for $24.99. I listed these a little bit higher, especially when they're a 2XL. They're that nice blue plaid color. I'll list them a little bit higher than my average Ralph Lauren shirts. That one sold really quick. It was listed for not too long at all. How long was that one listed for? Ralph Lauren 2XL shirt, that was listed for 3 whole days. And it sold. 10 ounces. Oh, this is 9 ounces. Never mind. 9 ounces is going to ship out for $5.86. $5.86. Appreciate all the questions too. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. What do you differentiate between waffle print and thermal for a shirt? Thermal and waffle knit are 2 different things. Thermal is like a thermal long sleeve shirt. Waffle knit is the actual knit on the shirt. So you can have a thermal waffle knit shirt. But yeah, those are 2 separate things. I brought a good brand of slippers. I brought a good brand of slippers at Ross. I think I meant bought. I bought a good brand of slippers at Ross, but found eBay was saturated with the slippers. It took a while to sell. Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to look up. A lot of these stores get an influx of the same brand inventory or the same style of inventory. And at first, your eyes get nice and wide. Like you're like a Patagonia Cinchilla vest. Like you're, oh, Patagonia Cinchilla, that's great. But you don't know that all the Rosses and all the TJ Maxxes in all the areas got that same gray Patagonia Cinchilla vest. So you get it, you list it, and by the time you get home and list it, 20 other people have listed that same vest, and they're starting to undercut each other, and that's where it's a race to the bottom. Usually when I buy retail arbitrage, my mindset is I am going to sell this stuff between 1 to 6 months from now. I'm going to be willing to hold out on this stuff and let it sit in my store for 6 months to be able to get full price for it. You have to have enough income. You have to have enough money to be able to do that, because you can't just do that if you're just starting out. So don't do that in the beginning. Wait till you can build. But once you have excess funds to be able to spend, retail arbitrage can be very, very lucrative. There's a guy on TikTok. I just watched his videos the other day. This is an Orbis Active Fit shirt sold for $22.50. He buys a bunch of Christmas ornaments and Christmas inventory right after the Christmas sales happen. You get 75 to 90% off Christmas. And his goal is to spend, $10,000 on that stuff, get it super cheap, and then hold it throughout the year, and then sell it around Christmas time. And usually you can sell it for over retail prices next Christmas. So you're able to turn that $10,000 into $40,000, $50,000. But you have to be willing to sit on that stuff for, 10 to 11 months before you're able to sell it again. So it's a good way to make good money, but you have to have the income to be able to do it. You have to have the excess funds to be able to sit on that inventory. I read that several Macy's stores are shutting down. Do you think that could be? Oh yeah. Anytime there's a store shutdown, you can make good money off store shutdowns for sure. You just have to see which ones are shutting down if there's any in your area. But yes, you can make good money off of those. Let me see. Are these the right bags? Or are these my big bags? These are my big bags. Hold on, chat. Let me use these actually. I got a bunch of eBay envelopes that I never ever use, that I bought a while ago. So these eBay branded envelopes, I'll just use these on the next few orders so I can get these out of here. All right, next up, these have been selling really quick for me. I don't know why, just randomly Vineyard Vines has been popping off, but they're selling for like Ralph Lauren prices. This one, old listing, sold for $22.99. So this has been listed for like 6 months, but recently in the last couple weeks, Vineyard Vines has been moving very, very fast. So it's a good sign, because I find a lot of Vineyard Vines locally, but I always pass on it because it hadn't been selling for a while. So I always buy the on-the-goes though, on-the-go performance. I was watching an upflip video and they said you won't make a lot of volume by buying just at thrift stores. I was like, you need to see K-Way shop. I do buy wholesale. Trust me, I do buy wholesale, and it depends on the area you're in. I know some areas you only have 1 or 2 thrift stores locally. You live in a small town, and those thrift stores don't get a bunch of stuff in. Where I live in Tampa, I could literally source my 4 red, white, and blue stores only every single week. Don't even touch a Goodwill. Don't touch a Salvation Army. And I could probably pull in 200 to 300 pieces every single week, guaranteed. Yeah, especially if I'm going there with Kayla. Kayla's hitting the women's section. I'm hitting the men's section. Guaranteed every week 200 to 300 pieces. You can make a full-time income doing that. But not everywhere has red, white, and blues like that. So I get what that person's saying if they're in a, not a big city. But most big cities, to be honest, if you live near a big city or you're in a big city, you can make a full-time income selling from thrift stores, 100%. How can I identify Ralph Lauren labels? I bought 5 at an estate sale for $2 a piece. Both are blue labels. One is a silver label. The other is gold lettering. Do some research on Ralph Lauren labels on eBay. The blue labels are probably good. I just have to see the pieces. Not all blue labels are pickups. At $2 a piece, though, I think most Ralph Lauren is probably a pickup. But do some research. You can also Google Ralph Lauren labels and like Ralph Lauren labels over the years. And I'm sure there's some website with all the Ralph Lauren labels, so you can do research that way. To be honest, I don't really focus on labels too much when I'm picking up Ralph Lauren, unless it's purple, double RL, black label. Those are the ones I look at. But the basic labels, I don't really care what the lettering looks like. It just has to be to fit my model for the actual pattern piece, right? What was the cost of goods on that Vineyard Vines? To be honest, I don't know. I bought it so long ago. Probably like $4 to $5. It's I don't pay too much for Vineyard Vines. Same as like Ralph Lauren. It's basic bread and butter pieces. I'm not going to pay up crazy amounts for bread and butter pieces. It's usually $4 to $5. If you watch my recent thrifting videos, Charm City, you'll kind of get an idea of like what I pay for Ralph Lauren shirts. In the last video, I showed how I put back a Ralph Lauren shirt. It was a good one, but it was too expensive. It was like $7.28, and at $7.28, it doesn't make sense to pick those up. The $2 difference from 7 to 5 really makes a difference in your profit, and I want to make at least $10 on that, so I can't pay $7 for it. I got to pay $5. I never realized the red, white, and blue in Bradenton. Yeah, there's a red, white, and blue in Bradenton. There's two red, white, and blues in like Tampa area. There's one off Hillsborough and one off Waters, and then they have one in Riverview, which is also in Tampa too. I heard rumors that they might be opening up. Oh, this is a Tommy Bahama shirt. I forgot to show it. Tommy Bahama men's extra large shirt. Those have been selling really quick for me too. I heard rumors that they might open one more store. What percentage of your inventory is wholesale, consignment, and thrifted? The percentage of listed inventory right now is mostly thrifted. Very, very little of that is very, very little of that is wholesale. None of that is consigned. When it comes to my Whatnot shows, probably about 95% of what I sell is consigned. So different business model for a different platform. But I'm just now starting to get some really good wholesale deals in. Should I show you guys? I got a really good wholesale deal recently. I'll show you guys here in a second. But I'm just starting to get really good wholesale deals, so my inventory might, by the end of this year, it might be 50-50. It might be 50% thrifted or maybe 60% wholesale, 40% thrifted. I'm just starting to like tap into some really, really good wholesalers, so it might change. Yeah, San Antonio just opened one too. I know what is that other city? Mile High City. Denver just opened one too. Yeah, Denver has 3. I was trying to think of the name. I don't know why I couldn't think of Denver. How about RLX performance brands? Do those sell well for you? Yes, but keep your cost of goods low on those. $5, $6 a piece, unless they're an RLX polo with like a good golf club embroidery. That will help elevate the piece. US Open pieces, stuff like that. That'll help elevate the piece. But if it's just a basic RLX polo, you got to be 5 or under on those because you're going to sell them for $22.99 to $24.99. Now, I will say in the next couple months, you're going to sell those very fast because once February, March hits and everybody's starting to go out and golf again because up north it starts, warming up a little bit. Everybody's excited about golfing. You'll get an influx of golf polo sales, but then it'll slowly trickle down again. So get those listed ASAP. I don't buy any Hurley, no. I know some vintage Hurley sells well, but I don't buy much vintage. That's my 10-hour drive, but I come back loaded. Yeah, I mean, It's good that you said that. A lot of people wouldn't drive 10 hours, and I feel like a lot more people would have more success sourcing if they did spend 10 hours driving. If they did go spend 5 hours driving somewhere, source all day, stay the night, and then drive back. Because those people that don't have, good stores in their area, you can drive to a big metropolitan city and then just haul out, get a whole bunch of stuff, come back home, list for a week or two, do the same sourcing trip again. I'm going to show you guys something really quick. Hold on. I'm still on live. Don't say anything naughty in here. I'm still on live. They can hear you. Okay. So I just got a really good wholesale connection in. They reached out to me on Instagram and they basically were like, hey, I get a whole bunch of this. Do you want it? I'm going to offer it to you first because I know you like the brand. So I said, absolutely. So I have 4 full boxes of brand new with tag, Polo Ralph Lauren, big and tall, swim trunks, pants, shirts, you name it, I got it. And the first round that I bought off them was very, very small because I wanted to make sure the inventory was quality. Whenever I buy from a new wholesaler, I don't want to spend, $20,000 on my first buy, right? So I spent a little bit of money on this stuff and everything looks good. So now I'm going to go back and buy I'm probably going to spend somewhere around 10 to 20,000 on brand new with tag polo pieces. So look out for those on future Whatnot shows. But that's like kind of what I'm starting to get into, is being able to source from big wholesalers. They're reaching out to me now, which will be great because if you can get everything delivered right to your door, especially for Whatnot, it makes it so much easier. That's why we do consignment, because I don't have to go source all these pieces. They end up showing up right to my door. So yeah, that's something that we got coming in. Brand new with tag polo. I'll probably sell that on a Whatnot show, and the great thing is that's not consigned, so I can sell it whenever I want. And I'm probably going to fire up some midday Whatnot shows and just run for like 30 minutes and just hold up some pieces, run them for $35. If somebody wants them, they can have them. If not, you don't need to buy them. And then I'll just list the rest to eBay. So I'll give you guys first dibs on lower prices, because most of the stuff I'm probably going to list for 60, 70, 80 bucks, because it's all big and tall polo, which is hard to find. So it's all big and tall. Every piece in here, every piece, like these are shorts and these are a men's 44 big. So that's a big and tall. I think this is a pants box. I think most of what I got this round was pants, and a lot of them it's good because a lot of them are swim trunks. So this is another one. That's a 4XB men's Polo Ralph Lauren swim trunk. And then I have some sweatpants in here. These are a 2LT, so 2 large tall pair of, these might be shorts. I got to open some of these up to see. But yeah, they're all brand new in the plastic. Yeah, straight from Ralph Lauren. No swipes on the tags or anything like that. All brand new, which is one thing I stressed. I was like, if I'm gonna buy from you, I don't want any swipes on the tags. The other place where I get the wholesale from that I run on Whatnot, there's no way for me not to get swipe tags because they get swipe tag inventory. But this stuff looks to be clean, no issues, no flaws, which is great because they have higher resale value then. Today waiting for the vet's office to call me since our little Shiba surgery. Oh, that's no good. Hopefully everything goes good, Debbie. Hopefully everything goes good. Those are all brand new. I have a pre-owned connect too. I'm working on that too. So I'm going to have pre-owned and new Ralph Lauren. We go to Estes a few times a year. That must be a big metropolitan area like we were talking about earlier. Look at where you started and look where you're now. I know. It's crazy. I've been at it for a while. Scott. You know the Scott way. I've been at it for a while. So after a while you build these connections, and that's pretty cool. And then I'll be able to, move some of the stuff over to you guys for cheap too. Men's Ralph Lauren, basic Ralph Lauren, Yarmouth shirt. This is a men's 15.5. This one sold for $22.99 plus ship. This one actually was listed probably about a week and a half ago, and it already sold. I usually don't pick up number sizes. This was actually bought in a bulk buy locally, and sold really quick. So it's making me rethink those number sizes if I get them cheap enough. Did you ever hear about doing eBay Live? No, they never reached back out to me. eBay, in my opinion, love eBay. Love selling on eBay. When it comes to live selling, they have no clue. The only thing they're focused on right now is they have the monopoly on like watches. Like everybody who's buying watches is buying them on eBay because they can get them authenticated through eBay's authentication program after they buy them on a live show. So it makes sense they're going to beat Whatnot on that. I think some card shows, depending on how much they buy and how much they spend per unit, you can also get those authenticated too after you buy them on an auction. But when it comes to the clothing space, they really have no clue. They were trying to tell me that they have more buyers, so I'll have way more success on eBay Live than I will on Whatnot. And I told them straight up, I was like, look at your lives right now. Look in your fashion category, most people have 15 people in their live. Like, I'm not gonna have more success if I'm the one having to bring people over, and you guys don't have the buyers already there. Just doesn't make sense. So we'll see. We'll see what they say. But I just feel like they're always behind on everything, and I feel like this is one of those instances where they're very, very behind, and they don't want to listen to anybody because they think they got it all figured out, and eventually they'll start listening to people. You guys saw this on yesterday's order pull video. I'll go through these really quick because a lot of these things you guys have already seen. This is a men's Canali suit sold for 39 buckaroos. Nice little sale right there. But yeah, nothing else for eBay Live. I think it would be pretty cool to do an eBay Live. I always think it's cool to have for business, for my business. It's always good to have that in the back burner just in case something happens with Whatnot gets sued or something and they have to shut down the platform, and you know, then everybody's scrambling to find another platform to sell on. And if I'm already solidified on eBay, then I can just move all my business over there very easily. So it's always good to have that kind of stuff. But yeah, just look what happened to Jamble. Jamble just closed down. Jamble was another live selling platform. After 2 years of being opened, it's closing down February 1st. They gave their sellers like almost no notice of it either. So basically they just closed down the platform. They're closing it down. If you only had your business on Jamble, you are basically you're in the position to try to move all your buyers to other platforms really fast. I don't think it's good to be cross posted to multiple platforms. That's what I'll say. How many hours a day do you put in on average? And your wife and your mother-in-law. Mother-in-law doesn't work with us anymore. She stopped working with us mid-year last year when we announced that we were moving. She basically went and found another job during that time. So it's just me and the wife. If you are counting just reselling, to be honest, we only put in like 4 hours a day on reselling. If you talk about reselling in social media, then that's a whole different thing. My wife Kayla only works like 2 to 4 hours a day. She really doesn't work that much in the business because she's taking care of the kids, she's taking care of the house, and we don't really need her to work 8-hour days in the business right now. Maybe in the future, but not right now. I probably work 4 hours a day, and then social media is probably like another 2 to 4 hours a day, depending on the day. Like right now, if I shipped all these orders out by myself without being on live, I would have been done like what we're going on 52 minutes right now. I probably could have shipped all this stuff out in 20 minutes. So add that extra 30 minutes onto it because I'm on live. You know, that's where the social media comes into. But social media is good. I get to teach you guys how to do this. I do make some money from social media, so it all works out. Next up, this is a men's Ralph Lauren long sleeve blue plaid shirt. Another one that I listed a little bit higher, sold for $24.99 plus shipping. Nice little sale. I cannot find good stuff in my area. Do people find luck in rich neighborhoods, rummage, Goodwill, thrift stores? So like I talked about earlier, I don't know if you're here, Donna, but I talked about this earlier. If your area doesn't have great items, you are going to have to find a way to find those great items. And sometimes it's you driving to another city that's local to you, that's right next door to you, maybe 30 to 45 minutes away. You can find a different area that might have better Goodwills than the ones you currently have. Also, try to source non-profit thrift stores. Oh no, for-profit thrift stores, sorry. Source for-profit thrift stores. Those are usually the best. I just filmed a YouTube video on Sunday. That'll probably be out in like 3 weeks. And I was talking a little bit about this in the video. I went to Red, White, and Blue. Red, White, and Blue on Sundays. Man, they have 2 stockers on the floor, constantly stocking new inventory. It's really good. You can go there 8 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock at night and find new items because they're constantly stocking. Then I go to Goodwill. There is 1 employee on the sales floor. All the rest are like chatting up front. 1 employee on the sales floor, and they're going around the store looking for empty hangers. For me, if I was a manager of that store, I would say, don't pick up empty hangers if you're not stocking something onto those hangers. Like, why are you walking around the entire store like searching for empty hangers when you can do that while you're stocking your items, right? That's just how normal businesses function. But Goodwill's a nonprofit. To be honest, I don't think many of those stores really care about making too much money because they're a nonprofit. So when you go in there, Like the men's section was bare, bare. There was 5 clothing racks in the back. Nobody was stocking them. I just find way more success in nonprofits or for profits because of that reason. I just feel like Goodwills just don't care about stocking. Let me know in the comments if it's the same in your area. I just find in my area that Goodwill just, I don't know. They don't want to make money, I guess. Like if I was a manager in that store, I'd be like every hour there would be like 2 or 3 carts moving onto the sales floor. And I'd also drop the prices too because the prices are outrageous right now. Resourcing, listing, shipping, social media. Yeah. How many hours a day? I do like 8 hours a day in that. If you're asking for everything. But again, a lot of you can't like relate to the social media piece. That's why I don't really add that in very often because it's not something that you would normally have in your business. If I say I work 8 hours a day, then people are like, wow, that's 8 hours a day. I didn't expect to work 8, but technically 4 is only part of my reselling business. My reselling portion of my business. It's all part of the business, but you get what I'm saying. Do you have shoes? Do you have shoe shipping boxes on your Amazon list? The boxes I ship out shoes in, I think I do have some boxes listed there, Alan. I would buy, I think I have the 15 by 8 by 6 boxes. Those are the ones I mainly use for like bigger shoes. If they're like smaller running shoes, the 10 by 8 by 6 boxes usually work pretty well. Do you still have Carolyn do taxes? Yes. I need to get in touch with her. You could just message her on IG or message her here on TikTok. She'll get back to you real quick. She also has her number in her profile. You can call her Dusty Buns. You know, Goodwills in California are super expensive and the staff is not very knowledgeable. Yeah, but you guys get some really crazy brands in Cali. So if you know your stuff, you can make some good money because you guys get some niche brands up there. We get niche brands here too. Like in the Midwest, they probably don't get as many crazy like high-end brands as you guys get in Cali's thrift stores. $3.48. That's what I paid for these Levi's jeans. These are just bread and butter sales. This one sold for $24.99. Any advice for someone who loves sourcing but hates listing? So I have somebody that actually consigns with me that loves sourcing and doesn't really like listing the stuff very much. And they send me all of their pieces and I sell them for them on Whatnot via consignment. So you can find somebody. There's probably plenty of resellers that want that, or you can wholesale to some resellers. So reach out to some big resellers on social media if you find some really good stuff. It doesn't have to be me. It can be anybody. Message them and say, hey, I get a bunch of Lululemon every single month. I pay very little for it. I'd love to wholesale it to you and make a little bit of money so I can go source some more stuff. Trust me, people, there's so many people out there that would love that connection to be able to just buy straight from you, good quality inventory, and then be able to list it. I do that locally with a gentleman who goes out and sources every single week in local thrift stores. We meet up once every week to 2 weeks, and he sells me a bunch of stuff, and he makes a small margin on it, and then I make my margin on it, right? So it works out for him because he doesn't have to list it. He makes some money. It works out for me because I don't have to go source it. He sources it all for me. I just meet up with him in one location and get somewhere between 50 to 100 pieces every week to 2 weeks. So yeah, that's what I would say. There's plenty of options for that. Plenty. There's probably plenty of people right now in the comments section right now that are just salivating and like, hey, I want to know where you get your stuff, AG. I want to know if I can source right off of you. I thought about doing other items like electronics or anything else. I have. I just don't have enough room to store a bunch of electronics. So one thing about electronics is they're very, very profitable. I know the profits on those are crazy. I know that after you test them, you can turn a $5 piece into a $100 piece, and there's more availability to do that than there is clothing, in my opinion, and probably in your opinion too. But I just don't have the room to store it. I like having just this wall of inventory. That's enough listed for me. I could potentially make this into an eBay store with electronics and clothing, but I would have to have more racks, and then I wouldn't be able to have room to do Whatnot shows. And my goal is to just do it out of this house. I don't want to have to buy a warehouse. I want everything done out of the house. So have I thought about it? Yeah. Am I going to do it? Probably not. Probably not. Message me. I always love to see. There's people in the comments right now asking for your info. They'd love to buy off of you. This is a good sale right here. You guys saw this in a YouTube video. I thought I was going to sell this on Whatnot, but after I looked up comps on eBay, I was actually pleasantly surprised. This is a women's extra small Patagonia R1 Air fleece. I made sure I looked this one up to get the actual item name for this, the actual style name. Sold for $59. It was listed for no time at all. I think it was listed for 3 or 4 days, and it sold for $59. Had it listed for $69.99, got that $59 offer and was like, hey, I'll take that. Easy money. Denver has one, and there's one in Cali. For red, white, and blues, yeah. Oh, you're talking about that one, sorry. The blue in Denver, Bougie Goodwill. Found a couple cool pieces. So it's like a Goodwill boutique. I've seen those in some people's videos. Yeah, those can be really good to source at if you know your stuff, because a lot of times, yeah, those items are priced up, but you get like higher dollar pieces. And you can source a bunch of them all at once. So yeah, I feel that. Last week I checked out Goodwill Manager tried to take back 2 items because it was a wrong price. They said it was boutique items. After some disagreements with her, I ended up purchasing the coat. The other item I did not care to get. That's the end for Greedwill for me as a customer. Still need to go back and get a refund. She charged me twice for the coat. That's crazy. That is horrible customer service. That is horrible customer service. You price the item, you put it out to the sales floor, and somebody wants to buy it. You're supposed to honor that price. If you go to any other business, and if you go to any other business and they misprice an item, and you can show them that the item was priced the way it's priced, and you're buying it, they will almost guaranteed let you buy that item at that price. But Goodwill is, and they just think they got the item for free. They got the item for free. You got the item for free. $22.50 men's Polo Ralph Lauren pants. These sold. That's the 4th pair of Polo Ralph Lauren pants that sold. I'm hoping with this bulk buy, pre-owned bulk buy, I can get a bunch of these men's Polo Ralph Lauren pants shipped right to me. And to be honest, my store might turn into 80% Polo Ralph Lauren in the next like 2 months. Because if I can get this stuff shipped to me really cheap and it's in really good condition, I will sell these all day for $22 to $25 all day. Can you chat a bit on how you handle stale stock? Do you revamp the description / prices? So stale stock, first thing is Nifty, the cross lister that I use, delists and basically creates brand new listings for me once a month. If you didn't see Nifty's new post, it's actually doing it on eBay 30 minutes before the listing ends, which gives you a little bit more visibility on the almost ending page if somebody's sourcing through that. So cool little change. But Nifty delist and relist stale inventory for me, keeping the items fresh. On top of that, once a year, like around Christmas time, I'll usually do like a 10 to 15% off sale on my entire store just to move some items really quick. And then the other thing I do is if the items have been sitting for a while and I have the availability and time and I'm running out of space on my shelf, right now I don't have that issue at all. But if I was running out of space, I would take the oldest listed inventory, which are these 3 boxes. For you guys, it's these 3 boxes right here. I would... Bearded, what are you calling me? Bearded thrifter. Call you back, dick. I would take those 3 boxes right there and run them on Whatnot at dollar starts just to clear them out. That's the way I clear out inventory. I know other people do other ways. They run sales every month to move oldest listed inventory. I have Whatnot, so I can just move those for $1 and give everybody good deals. So I'm hoping Nifty in the next couple months, she's mentioned it before, might be able to take older listed inventory and run it back through AI and have the AI create a brand new, like super fresh listing for you. I'm hoping that comes out very soon because that's what I'll do with all my older inventories, run it all through AI. Veronica Beard Top, you guys saw this in yesterday's order pull video. By the way, if you're not watching those videos, every single day I'm doing an order pull video. It's a short form video. They're anywhere from 1.5 to 3 minutes long. You can see everything I sell for the entire year. I'm doing one of those every single day. We're on day 12 today. I'll have that video out later tonight. So 12 videos later tonight, you guys will be able to go back and rewatch everything that I've sold. My goal this year is to be super transparent and show everything. Obviously not all my Whatnot sales, but you can rewatch the lives on Facebook if you want to. I take them off YouTube because I feel like they don't perform well on YouTube afterwards, so I take those down. But if you ever want to watch a live of me selling everything on Whatnot, all of those are posted on my Facebook page, so you can rewatch the whole live. But yeah, this year is all about transparency, showing you guys exactly what's selling. So that way, if you have questions about like what to pick up, what brands to buy, you guys can see exactly what I'm selling. So go rewatch those. But you guys saw this Veronica Beard yesterday, sold over the weekend. So on your 70/30 consignment, you're taking 30, I assume? Yes. Not sure what percentage whatnot takes, but it would not be worth selling consignment on eBay at 70/30. Um, but would never be worth selling consignment on eBay for 70/30. So Matthew, 70/30 splits after fees. My whatnot fees are 7.2% because I'm a premier shop, which means I have 10% lower fees. So 7.8%. The reason it is beneficial, so it would not be beneficial on eBay. I agree and disagree with that. I think there could be opportunities if you're selling high-end stuff on eBay for people. Like Polo Ralph Lauren doesn't make sense, right? Um, and also you have to wait for the return window to end on eBay before you pay people out. So if I sold something for you today, I'd have to wait 30 days before I paid you out because that person can return that item, which would also come off your final cut. So that portion is, not the best. But the reason it works on Whatnot is, for example, we just sold everything on Saturday on our Whatnot show. 70/30 splits after fees. The consignor gets 70%. As soon as I ship those items, which I'm about to finish shipping after this live, I have the money in my PayPal account. I can then send the money straight to the consignor. So within 2 days, the consignor is paid out, usually within 48 hours. Sometimes it's within 24 hours if I can get around to doing the spreadsheet and I have extra money in my PayPal, then I'll just send the money immediately. But yes, that's why it works on Whatnot. I can move stuff so much faster and I get the deposit. There's no real returns on Whatnot unless there's like a mistake that was made. So that's why Whatnot works. It's lower margins, but the person consigning gets super fast payouts. So if you can source your stuff really cheap and it's really good stuff, I mean, you don't have to list it. You throw it in a box, ship it to me. I sell it all for you, 70/30. Now, I know a bunch of people are going to ask about consignment. We are not taking consignment right now because I have way too much consignment on the way. So whenever it opens up, I'll make a post on social media. But to be honest, I don't think it's going to open up for a while. My main consignor, who I mentioned like a couple lives ago, we did like $104,000 in sales last year together. I think it was. Hang on. I can look this up. Yeah, we did $104,134 in sales last year together. They already have 1,000 pieces ready for me for spring. So I don't really need much more consigners because I already have a couple people that source quite a bit. So, and I don't want to have to do 5 shows a week. I really only want to do 1, maybe 2 shows a week tops. So yeah, no consignment, not taking any in right now. I'm sure there's other people that sell and whatnot that would take in consignment, but for me, I have no room. So, does she add whatnot to Nifty? No, I use Vendue to cross list to whatnot until she adds it onto Nifty. Auto refreshing older listings, yes, I think that's going to be huge. Auto refreshing older listings. I'm curious if you cross list to whatnot, what app, and then do you have to list again on Nifty? So the key, if you're using 2 cross listers, you got to keep up with your inventory. You're going to have to delist the sold items that you sell on whatnot on Nifty after you sell them. So yeah, it's a little tricky, but that's the way I do it. I use Vendue to cross list. If you guys are interested in cross listing the Vendue, I do have a link in my bio. I don't remember what discount you get. I think it's like 30% off your first month or something. It's some sort of discount off your first month, but that's always linked in my bio if you wanted to give Vendue a shot. And I think there's like a free trial. To be honest, I don't promote Vendue enough to know all of it, but I know it's discount. So I just watched that video where you sourced that sweatshirt. Love your new content. Appreciate you. Yes, I love this sweatshirt too. This is nice. But appreciate you guys. The last video isn't doing major numbers, but to be honest, I don't really care. I don't really focus too much on the numbers. To me, I just want to put out consistent content for a year. And then maybe I'll start focusing on the numbers after a year. But for right now, I just want to put out consistent, good content with a lot of knowledge in it, with a lot of stuff that you guys can learn from, and not really focus on numbers. I don't even focus on money, to be honest. On YouTube, I don't care how much money I make. I just want to put out consistent content. How often are you consigning? Every single whatnot show for the last couple months have all been consignment. So yeah, I have people that just ship items to me. I have 2 full U-Haul boxes of consignment over in the corner over there from somebody who shipped it in. They ship it in a week or 2 early. I rack it up whenever I get a chance to do that show. And then we do the same thing. The brand new tag Polo Ralph Lauren that we've been running swipe tags, that's pretty much consignment. So the way that works is, so I do 50% of the costs I put into the items. So I'm basically buying 50% of the items. They have the other 50%, and then we split profits or the show, however the show does. If we sell $10,000 after fees. I give them 5, I keep 5. That's the way that works. So it's kind of consignment, but it's also kind of buying the inventory too, if that makes sense. Oh, men's rowback polo. This one sold, really great brand to look out for. This one sold for $63 in pre-owned condition. 63. Do I like Vendue or Nifty better? I like Nifty for everything else, but Vendue, the only reason I use Vendue is for cross-listing for whatnot. If Nifty had cross-listing for whatnot, I would 100% use Nifty's cross-lister. In my opinion, Nifty is superior to everything Vendue has, except the fact it can't cross-list to whatnot, and it can't cross-list to like Facebook Marketplace and places like that. So if you need those places, Vendue is one of your only options, but I don't cross-list there, so my opinion, Nifty is way better. Analytics wise, syncing your inventory wise, keeping track of costs. One thing that people who sell on are people who sell Vendue to people, like, you know, influence them to buy it. They don't let you know that most of Vendue's automations are not done automatically. You have to like tell Vendue to do it, which isn't really an automation in my perspective. Nifty does. So sharing your closet, sending out offers, delisting and relisting, all of that is done automatically without your computer running. Also, all of your sales analytics that come in. You don't need a computer. You don't need a device running. You don't need to have the app on your phone like Vendue has. Nifty doesn't have an app, but when you go to the website, it looks exactly like an app. Yeah, in my opinion, Nifty's way better. And I've used both. I promote both. I think Nifty is better. Yeah, that's my opinion. Next up, last sale, Bonobos jeans. You guys saw these yesterday too, $24.99 plus ship. Again, if you're not watching the order pool videos, go check them out. So when you do 50/50, how does that work for tax season? My costs, that's a good question. My costs are 50%. So my costs for those items are 50%, and then the profit that comes in is 50%. So you would have to deduct my cost from the profit. So if I gave the person that I do that with $5,000 and after the show's done I brought in $6,000, I only have $1,000 of profit because my costs are $5,000, if that makes sense. It's actually really easy to do that. You just got to keep track of it. Keep track of it really well. Do you get items from Nifty to Vendue to Crosslist to whatnot? No. With both platforms, you're downloading all of your inventory from the actual platform itself. So if you're wanting to bring your eBay inventory over, you're bringing your eBay inventory over to Vendue. You're bringing your eBay inventory over to Nifty, and then you're cross-listing from there. Waiting for you to do TJ Maxx and Marshall's run. I'm not doing it until Christmas, or not until summertime. I don't do the winter TJ Maxx and Marshall's run. The wintertime one is always worse than the summertime one. So I don't go. I know a lot of other people are going, but I haven't seen any huge hauls at all. I haven't seen anybody post a huge haul at all. So that tells me that the pickings are slim. So the reason, again, I talked about this earlier, I'll talk about it again. The reason the pickings are so slim right now is because everybody buys, you know, Christmas presents around Christmas time. So these stores are now clearancing off all the leftovers from Christmas, but there's not really much left over because people were spending a bunch of money for Christmas presents. Whereas in the middle of the summertime, summer slowdown, people aren't really spending money. They're on vacations. They're kind of just, you know, they're not buying new clothing. So these stores are littered full of really great brands. And there wasn't a big influx of buying right before that sale, whereas the Christmas time there was. So that's why I go the summertime one. I'd rather go that one, spend my time there. Plus, I'm getting a bunch of wholesale in right now, so I don't really need more inventory. Kayla would kill me, literally murder me, if I bought more inventory right now. I bought a lot of clothing, had cancer, and never went back down to that weight. To sell the clothing as a kickstart, would you suggest researching each piece or sell a small profit as practice? Research your pieces. You could have some pieces that are worth a ton, some pieces that aren't worth that much and aren't worth listing that you should probably just donate. But yeah, research. It doesn't take too long to research each piece. As you're listing them, spend 5 minutes researching it, list it, price it at the price you want, and then list another piece. Really appreciate you being transparent and open and honest, taking the time to answer all the questions in your comments. Appreciate you, Matthew. This is what I've been doing this since, I know a lot of you are coming over first time, Facebook, YouTube, from the new videos and everything, but I've been doing these lives on TikTok since 2022, early 2022. And I love answering questions. No matter how many times I get the same question, I'll always answer it. When you're buying dress shirts, do you stick to lettered sizes only? Yeah, I try to stick to only letter sizes on Ralph Lauren shirts. Although, if you get like a men's size 19, which is like a size 3XL, it's a great size to sell. So not all the time, but letter sizes typically sell better because most guys buying those shirts, I don't even know what my number size is, to be honest. It's the neck size. I don't know what my neck size is. I just look for large and extra large shirts. That's how I buy my shirts. So that's why I stick to those. When I list name brand item on Marketplace, I get a copyright warning. Should I just avoid Facebook Marketplace? I don't sell anything on Facebook Marketplace. I don't have my answer would be you don't need to sell on Facebook Marketplace, but I don't sell there. I know some other people do and they have a little bit of success. But yeah, I don't list on Facebook Marketplace, so I don't really have any advice. I'm sorry. I can't help you. I have a whole bunch of stuff listed on Facebook Marketplace on my main Facebook page, my actual Facebook page, and I haven't sold anything in years. And this was back when I used to cross list, and I just left it all up because I don't really care about it anymore. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. Appreciate the heart me. All right, everybody. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm gonna finish shipping out the rest of the whatnot orders. I got to get something to eat. We're supposed to be doing some working out and working with a trainer in the next week, and she's asking me today what I'm eating so she can kind of get a diet plan for me. And I told her I don't eat until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday, and she's like, "What?" And I told her, she said, "What'd you eat for breakfast?" And I took a picture of this and I sent it to her, and she just sent me like this meme of this. Yeah, she was like, "What the heck are you doing?" And I'm like, on Mondays I don't eat or drink until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon after I get done shipping. So, but yeah, so that's what we have to do today. I got to send her pictures of all my food and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. But anyways, what size clear bags do you use? 10 by 13s. Marshaw. Linktree link in my bio. Go to Linktree link in my bio and tap on the products we use on a daily basis section. I have the 9 by 11 bags linked. I love to use the 10 by 13s now. So you can buy either or, they'll both work for you, but 10 by 13, just up it. Those are the ones that I use. So appreciate you guys. Yeah, I'm fasting. That's what I'm doing. Appreciate you guys hanging out, and I'll probably be live tomorrow again. Order pull video coming out later today. Make sure you go like it. If you could, on all the order pull videos, no matter where you watch it, if you could like it, comment, and share it, I'd appreciate it, because the more you guys do that stuff on the side of the video, the more it gets pushed out. So like, comment, share, do all that stuff on the order pull videos, and go back and watch the old ones. I have 10 order pull videos currently out. You can go rewatch them, go see what sold for the entire year so far. So make sure